In this video, we're cooking up a parlay for Super Bowl Sunday, Eagles versus Chiefs. Turn $10 into over 300 bucks. As always, my name's Austin, and Logan will be joining us. Logan, how are you doing on this fine Sunday?
Austin, I'm doing great. As many of you guys know, all season long I've talked about it. I have a pulse on Eagles Nation because I do live in the city of Philadelphia. This city will absolutely lose their minds if they are able to get another Super Bowl. It's been a few years since they went crazy, so they are primed for some excitement. I'm going to be watching it with a lot of my friends, and hopefully, maybe the city does get one. We'll see how it works out though.
Yeah, if you want to hear our best bets, you can go check out that video. That video is posted on Friday evening, afternoon. You can go check out our favorite picks. We got a couple props who I think wins this game. And maybe at the end of this video, we'll talk about who Logan thinks wins the game. But either way, go check out that. It's linked down below. Go tap into that. My last note before I dive into this parlay actually has the best odds right now on DraftKings. Reminder, you can sign up using the link down below. Bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets. Take advantage of that. I know the NFL season is going to end after this game, but you can use all those bonus bets on the NBA. Logan will be back for the MLB in a few 48 days or something like that. And obviously, there's a bunch of other sports going on. So check out that. Tap into the DraftKings promo link down below. But Logan, I'm going to kick things off. We have 4 legs to get you to plus 3,200. We're going to track it as just a 0.1 unit play. I'll begin with the first play. That is Travis Kelce to get into the end zone. Now, Travis Kelce obviously hasn't had the most touchdowns this season, but when the game turns on and it's the biggest game of the year, you just have to trust him. And honestly, at the end of the day, we talk about the Eagles defense. They've been so good at limiting perimeter wide receivers, and we touch a couple, maybe an under with one of our official plays in the other Super Bowl video. At the end of the day, I think Travis Kelce is going to be the guy that they're going to need to throw to in the red zone. He's obviously been a trusted guy with Mahomes. Obviously, you could double him, but we know Kelce, they find ways. They do some shovel passes in the red zone. Could do some tush pushes with him in there, getting the ball. I don't care how they find a way. I think Travis Kelce gets in the end zone. Originally, it's like plus 135 odds. So, hey, I'll throw it in this as leg one of the parlay. I think Kelce finds his way into the end zone. He's the first leg of the parlay. But Logan, what is the second leg going to be?
I see your anytime touchdown scorer, and I'll raise you Saquon Barkley of the Eagles. Now, I love Saquon. Obviously, a lot of people will be eyeing some Saquon Barkley props. Standalone value of this leg is not that high, but when they go into the red zone, they do one of two things. It's either a Jalen Hurts tush push from the one, or they look to feed Saquon Barkley out of the backfield in the receiving game, and they also do run it a good amount with him in the red zone. This is going to be the guy that they will get some red zone touches, and I have no doubt Saquon Barkley, playing in his first Super Bowl, will be very motivated to get into the end zone. This is a guy that can break those 30, 40-yard explosive runs to score that way. There's many ways when Saquon can get a touchdown, so hopefully he does get that done for us. Austin, give us the third leg.
Yeah, you didn't even mention it's his birthday. So happy birthday, Saquon. Go punch one into the end zone. We need it in the worst way. Obviously, not a lot of standalone value there. Our third leg, we're going to go to a guy that actually, I'll spoil one of my official props, is on DeVonta Smith. I'm taking him for 70 plus receiving yards. Now, I touched on him a little bit more in the best bets video. So spoiler alert, I'm on his regular over, which is around 50.5. But I do like him to potentially ladder up that line. We've seen him have big games before, especially in the Super Bowl. His first and only Super Bowl we saw a few years back. He had 100 receiving yards in that game, and that was obviously against the Chiefs. He's actually owned this matchup before, had, I believe, 120 and 199 receiving yards in 3 career games versus the Chiefs. Obviously, different offense here with Saquon in the fold, but again, we know the Chiefs. What is their goal going to be? They're going to try to slow down Saquon, and they can do it as much as they want. Obviously, we don't really care how many yards Saquon gets. We just want him to get at least 1 yard to get in the end zone. But again, I really think it's going to be a big game for DeVonta Smith. They're going to try their best to slow down Saquon. When they throw it, I know everyone's going to be on A.J. Brown's overs. Everyone's on Dallas Goedert. I see one more Dallas Goedert over. I might lose my mind. I'm not taking a tight end for 50 yards. That feels like a very high ceiling line for Dallas Goedert. Instead, a guy like DeVonta Smith, we know he gets some deep shots. We saw him get a couple in that Rams snowy game. Just happened to get punched in the face when he caught it, and ended up being a personal foul, which caused them to drop it. He's got the big playability, which I feel like he'll get some one-on-one chances, and I think he'd easily get to 70 plus. You can go crazy if you want to go to 80, but I think there's a world he finishes somewhere in between 70 to 80. I think there's a chance he could easily get a 70 receiving yard. So third leg of the parlay, DeVonta Smith to get 70 receiving yards. Let's hope he cashes that. Cashes his regular prop. Logan, wrap things up with the fourth official leg, and it's actually the one that has the most value on it. What's the fourth leg of the parlay going to be?
Yeah, so obviously to make a parlay pay out pretty decently, you got to throw a value leg in there. And I do really like DeAndre Hopkins for 25 plus yards. Now, if you're just a box score looker, you'll say, well, Logan, he hasn't done a whole lot of anything recently. The Chiefs know that. And I think what they do in the Super Bowl is they set a few plays for him. The attention of the Eagles defense will be on Xavier Worthy, could even be on Juju, could be on Kelce. They can mix up kind of who they want to really focus defensive coverage on. And I think that's going to leave some opportunities for this savvy veteran in DeAndre Hopkins. I imagine the Chiefs in practice are trying to cook up a few plays that the Eagles haven't really seen, and I think that those looks will go to the veteran's way. DeAndre Hopkins, obviously, he's talked about how much it means for him to be here, on a contender, right? Not just rotting away on a team, spending his last few years in being a decent receiver. DeAndre Hopkins is definitely going to get the looks. He could get only asking for 25 yards. Again, this is a value play. I mean, he could get 2 to 3 catches and hit this over. I really do like him for 25 plus yards. Again, it's a value leg, and I think that's what we're kind of looking here. If Mahomes is kind of just under siege, I think he'll look a few ways. I think he'll look Travis Kelce's way. I also think he looks DeAndre Hopkins' way. If the Eagles play an aggressive style of defense, which they definitely do, DeAndre Hopkins could be the guy to catch this parlay for us.
Yeah, I completely agree. So here's the full parlay plus 3,200 odds. To touch on Hopkins a little bit more, I know, like Logan said, you could be a box score watcher, see he only has 0 and 11 yards. But again, it kind of feels like a Chiefs wide receiver. So they have a bunch of duds and boom, you're like, what the heck? How do you have 50 yards? Hopkins could be that guy in the Super Bowl. Obviously, this game means a ton to him. And he has that one-on-one playmaking ability. It could take him one catch here. They give him one-on-one coverage against rookie and Quinyon Mitchell or Cooper DeJean. Hopkins, they might get a chance. I know those guys have been great this season, but Hopkins, one of the best contested catches, playmakers in the league. We could see him get it done. So our 4 legs: Travis Kelce, touchdown; Saquon Barkley, touchdown; DeVonta Smith, 70 plus receiving yards, and DeAndre Hopkins, 25 receiving yards. It's plus 3,200 on DraftKings. We put 10 units, or not 10 units, woof. We put $10 or a 0.1 unit play on this one. On FanDuel, this line comes out to right around plus 2,900, plus 3,100, somewhere in there. So depending on what book you're at, it's not a huge difference either way. But we do like this parlay to hopefully come through. A reminder, we're planning on DraftKings where you bet $5 using the link down below. You get $150 in bonus bets on the big game. So take advantage of that. But Logan, obviously we touched on this before. You live in Philly. You have a pulse on the nation. I'm not going to spoil who I'm on in the Super Bowl. People are going to have to go check out Super Bowl bets video, which will be linked down below and at the end of the video in a second. But Logan, who are you rolling with in the Super Bowl? Who would you put your money on?
I will have my money on Philadelphia. I will be rolling with the Eagles. I do think they get this win. Then I'm kind of sick and tired of the national, the news, the media, everyone saying, well, this is Mahomes. You just simply don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. I get that. But this is the best Eagles team I've seen in a long time. You got to remember the last time they faced Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, they didn't have Saquon Barkley. He is an X factor. He is the guy that I think can really make Spagnuolo guess about, all out pressuring, Jalen Hurts, because dump offs to Saquon Barkley could be the X factor in this game. Again, everybody's everyone's on Dallas Goedert for good reason too. You can look to the tight end against this Chiefs team. I just think they have the offensive talent to be able to go, blow for blow with Mahomes. And then defensively, those DBs for Philadelphia have been playing out of their minds this year. Quinyon Mitchell has absolutely had a standout season. In the secondary, those deep shots for Patrick Mahomes likely won't be there. If the Chiefs are going to, matriculate the ball down the field, I think it's just going to have to be a lot of short to intermediate passing. I think Mahomes might get a little antsy in the pocket too. They have pass rushers like Jalen Carter to be able to really make him uncomfortable. I see a lot of ways that the Eagles kind of, pull off this sneaky win. The nation is doubting them. I have a feeling, a lot of people are on the Chiefs just because they simply won't bet against Patrick Mahomes. But you know what, Austin? I'm feeling bold. I will have money on Philadelphia.
I love it. I love it a lot. So those are going to be our favorite picks. That's our parlay. A reminder, if you want to check out our Super Bowl best bets video, if you learn who I am on in the Super Bowl, go check out that video. I'll link it on the screen. Have a wonderful Sunday. Good luck. The final NFL game of the season. Shame we wanted the NFL for another like 7 months, but don't worry, you'll see plenty more of Logan in the MLB, which is slowly approaching. So either way, appreciate you guys for tuning in. A reminder, sign up for DraftKings using our link down below. I'll also put a bunch of other promo offers out there on different daily fantasy apps. Take advantage. Almost every app does a big thing for Super Bowl, big promo. Take advantage of them now before they're all gone. All those details down below. Austin Logan signing out. We'll see you guys back in the next one. Peace.